This SBA See, Believe, Achieve worksheet process allows you to see with clarity like never before, and it allows you to peek into your future, the version of you that you could become. I just want to keep showing you guys this peek into your future. You will become it. It might have took me 7 years to go from here to here, but it was destined to happen. And it is destined for you, or else you wouldn't be here. Believe. Once your brain sees an image of reality or what it perceives reality to be, then it can start to believe it. And we drill this into your brain with the power of repetition through daily affirmation writing. And achieve, step 3. Through this see, believe, achieve process, you understand the fundamentals of success like very few others do. Now you simply relive all that you've already visualized and reaffirmed. The process. Step 1C. Print out this entire see, believe, achieve worksheet. And when you wake up, study the sheet and look at your life's vision. Look at the future and what it holds for you. Your life's vision should give you courage, and you can borrow courage from your idols and inspirations and know that they also went through what you're going through right now. They got past it. And before you go to bed, I want you to close your eyes for 10 minutes and visualize your goals for the year. And then I want you to visualize the tasks you'll need to get there, whether that be studying, recording, service delivery, new high-ticket clients, posting viral videos, etc. And people visualize success, but they don't visualize the steps to get there. I want you guys to replay you doing those menial tasks successfully over and over again and again. This is so powerful. So those tasks for you guys, they might be this list here. They might be that you easily record and create 3 videos a day and post every single day. You might need to visualize this before bed so that you have the courage to do it the next day. So now we finished the process. Here's the story. What I want you guys to do now is go ahead and fill in your own photos here on this story. And my story, from $5 haircuts in my mom's basement to the top barber in the industry, building a real estate empire, retiring his mother, which literally is happening as we speak. My mom's on a paid vacation going on 2 months now, and leading the way for new schools in third world countries. Wow. Radically changing how the rest of the world views themselves and changing the way an entire civilization views reality. The unfinished story of Joel Thompson. So in 2015, I had a telemarketing job and I was a college dropout. In 2014, I began doing weekly haircuts, charging $5 to $10. You guys can just erase this and add your own in. So I just want you guys to put the year and then add your story. And then what I want you to do is delete this photo and add your own. So simply make a copy of this worksheet and do this, dial this in every day until it's perfect, and then dial it in every day until it's a reality. 2017, I made a one-way trip to Sacramento. 2019, I made a one-way trip to LA. I want you guys to look at your life like a movie, and I want you guys to plan it out to spec. My life really took off when I left the shop, began doing house calls. And in 2020, I had my biggest month of my career. And then in 2020, I had my biggest clients of my career. In a 6-month period, I made $115,000 for the very first time in my life of making 6 figures in a year. I actually did it in 6 months. And that to me was the most insane growth I ever experienced. Everybody will go on a run like this. And that is a promise. You will have multiple runs in your lifetime. Everybody gets a few. And when it comes, I want you guys to really embrace and dominate it. In 2023, here we are, graduated, and next chapter's coming soon. So here's the next chapters, you guys. I want you guys to fill in all of these and plan out your life like it was a movie. And here is a vision, the 10.0 life vision. Millionaire champion, prolific, radical, creative, genius, fearless, powerful, authentic, loving king, icon, prophet, visionary, philanthropist. So this is what I want you guys to create. It's like your dream physique, your dream girl, your dream look, speaking in classes, people who you are inspired by, the GOATs. I always wanted to be a jacked boxer. There was no boxing where I grew up, but that's what I wanted. The tattoos that I have, the celebrity clients I'm cutting, the lifestyle, the physique, the aesthetic of the tattoos, the YouTube plaque. We're closer than ever to the YouTube plaque. My favorite movies, The Count of Monte Cristo, his comeback from being wrongfully accused of a crime to coming back and getting his revenge, or at least seeing his vision through to the fullest. The clip in The Matrix where they told Neo that when you become the one, you won't have to dodge bullets because he was able to stop them. The passion, you understand, the physique from Elliot Hulse, the weight that I want to be when I'm about this size, or this size, actually, Mike Rashid, the Rolex, my guy Jeff Logan, the handstand with the splits. I'm working on my mobility as well as my handstand, the podcast I've created, the clothing line, the car. This all is part of the vision. So I want you guys to create a 10.0 vision board and visualize it and let the emotions run through as if you've already achieved it. And slide number 10, this is where you believe. Now that you saw it, it's time to believe, because truthfully, when you can see it clearly, more than half the work's already done. So once you can see clearly the future holds for you, it's time to concretely focus on your goals and key behaviors that will get you there. And this identity and affirmation worksheet is powerful in causing a deep root level shift in your beliefs. So just after you wake up and go through the first portion of this worksheet, where you make your life's vision and future so clear cut, after that, look at your goals for the year and pick out, and then your Wikipedia sheet, and finally, your affirmations. One affirmation after another. I want you guys to pick one affirmation and write it down 10 times on a piece of paper, your goals for the year. So for me, the goal for this year was aligning 100% of my life to my current purpose layer, which was to graduate and make the transition from barber to my 10.0 self. And I had a non-negotiable early wake time, which is what we will all abide by. You get to pick the time. However, it must be non-negotiable. I will easily read at least 5 minutes per day of a book that is either work or development related by December 31st, 2023. So I just don't miss. The point of these habits is that they aren't to be negotiated. We do them like breathing air, like brushing our teeth every day, like eating a meal every day. And I will easily exercise for 20 minutes per day, however many days a week by December 31st, 2023. I started off 7 days a week, and what seems to be best is 5. I noticed that I didn't take any time for recovery, and it was taking a toll. However, I don't limit anybody. I think if you can do some form of exercise every single day, it will only build this habit form and this feedback loop even stronger of the person that you're becoming who just does the same things every day. And I'll easily spend 5 minutes on my meditative practice every day by December 31st, 2023. So I just won't miss a day for the whole year. And I will easily record and create 3 videos a day on my feed and story posts every day by December 31st, 2023. And when we accomplish all these goals, you start to have a strong self-belief and a strong self-confidence and a deserve it factor. I want you guys to feel like you deserve the goals that you're after. And here is a phenomenal flyer made by Dream Barber Dre. If you guys don't know Dream Barber Dre, give him a follow on Instagram. He's a part of the Purposeful community for the whole year because he was that committed. He committed to the whole year in the group mentorship program. And this is the Purposeful Morning he made. He made this flyer based off of the protocol that we have in the Purposeful community, which is a non-negotiable wake time, positive reading, exercise, visualization, posting on our story and feed, and making 3 new videos a day. This is the formula that really changed my barber career. Next is we're going to make your Wikipedia page. I want you guys to write out your own Wikipedia profile and be imaginative and over the top and full of dreams. Who is Joel Thompson? He's a 100-millionaire barber, investor, real estate empire owner. He's the owner of multiple companies ranging from barbershops and content and media and consulting agencies and a coaching business. I should have put. It's funny how things will evolve and change. Joel's a highly profitable entrepreneur with clippers and a focus on a problem solution based haircut that he's world renowned for, and his ability to creatively scale his barber business to new heights never before seen in the industry. So if you guys were to pass away and you had a Wikipedia page, how would you want it to read? This is how I had mine. When I first made this, I said I skyrocketed my business to over 250,000, 500,000, and doubled it the next year. And I had multiple streams of income from my barber business. And he sells products and brand partnerships. And he scaled his most common small business into a multi-level $1 million operation. And you guys have to dream this thing as imaginative and over the top as possible. And if you come back down a little farther, I said where I live. I said that I was the CEO of my company and how much profit it makes. And then I was a lighthouse like Nipsey, philosopher like Elliot Hulse in his prime, reformer like Tupac, Adam Frater. This is like a daily programming that I would look at and who I wanted to become and acquire the characteristic traits of. I said that I was famous for initiating discipline, purpose, and masculinity in men again. And that my revolutionary red pill, burn the boats 10.0 self paradigm and way of life shook the world and changed the way young men viewed masculinity and purpose. And that the name Joel Thompson was synonymous with purpose and burning the boats. Through the Purposeful Man clothing, podcast, and coaching, Joel led the world's leading movement on purpose, set off the largest transfer and shift, and Joel had a poetic and prophetic dream to help the young generation programmed and culturally conditioned as less of themselves to wake up and free their mind like Morpheus did Neo. Joel mastered the art of living and sharing profound wisdom and ridding himself of all vices and backsteps to show the world how to live through the most effective mediums of social media, interviews, music, tattoos, public speaking. And this was different and applicable and digestible in a way that initiated change and moved a generation of people to action. And he constructed and created a new paradigm and worldview so everyday people could start their own business and perceive reality in a new way, where exiting the matrix, and the mission was financial, time, and location freedom. The Purposeful Revolution allowed everyday people to control their own fate, gain wealth, and experience the freedom they deserve. Joel brought the lost, misguided, ambitious, and lower class and middle class to the top. That last sentence is powerful because that's who I used to be: lost, misguided, and ambitious and lower class. And so I'm helping myself. Birthplace, Lancaster, Ohio, and my birth date. I want you guys to create this as if it was your real Wikipedia page, because it will become so, and hopefully even bigger than we can even imagine. Make it as big over the top as possible, you guys. So feel free to read through this and help it to inspire the one that you create. But what we want to do is make your own Wikipedia. So just simply, this will be a blank sheet for you, and you will fill all this in and daily add addition and revise it until you've iterated it and made it perfect. The identity, we're going to set your character traits. Awake by 6:30 a.m., 5:30 a.m., no later than, I would say, 6:30 is like our wake time. Fearless, unwavering to his virtues, punctual, he's early to every call. He's known for being punctual to his clients. Consistent, he's extremely consistent. He doesn't miss. He lives his program to a T. And he's powerful. He's hard. He has a powerful presence, and his enemies fear him. Formidable, Joel presents himself as a professional and dangerous man capable of violence. Just and revolutionary, he does the right thing, not the easy thing like the movie The Banker. And determined, he's fueled by faith and love like the movie Emancipation and Peter. And he has courage like Wes. So now we have appearance and body style and the body type. So what's your haircut, you guys? We want to think about this to the T. I have a low taper with a design in the back, so I get like a weekly haircut with the best barber I can find. And if that's myself, then I'll do that. But hopefully from an actual barber here in Miami. And I shape up and line up and moisturize the curls and definitely have the enhancements in the lineup at all times, even in the beard as well. Like imagine your 10.0 self, how sharp. There's a reason why Rick Ross always looks to perfection, or like Kevin Hart. You never see these guys without a haircut. Think about they're their highest self. Rick Ross is his highest self. Maybe he could be more fit, but as far as business and society achievements, like that's how you want to come across with your appearance, is that you're at the very best possible look you could have. Like you wouldn't leave the house without styling your hair. And accessories: gold ring, earrings, 2 gold chains, gold bracelet, and more than a hand tattoo, but 200 pounds shredded body type, full neck, chest, and arm and hand sleeves, and looks formidable. A body type that looks formidable. If you guys remember the vision board that we had, this is formidable, which is to inspire a deep reverence for being capable and large in size. Grooming: cleaned up, oiled, glistening beard, Beijing lineup. Achievements and energy: master of self, moment to moment, undeniable control of self at all times, fully personified teachings, wife and family admire character and output, ability to travel anywhere in the world and live program to a T. Podcast interviews with certain people that I want to interview, social media team. We've achieved this as far as the team, and now we're going to execute the videos. And we have full-time boxing coach. Every single week I spar at Boxer Gym in Miami. I have a cleaner, I have a maid, I have a chef, and we host monthly masterminds. The first mastermind will be this month, September 24th, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. here in Miami. If you guys see this video before then, make sure that you come out to that, or at least reach out and see if you can come to the next one. And we'll hopefully have those every single month. Publish a 100K copy selling book on philosophy and mindset. 20 hours of jiu-jitsu, boxing, Muay Thai classes by September 9th. And we're up to 14, so we got to get this up. But we're just not going to miss for the rest of the year. We're not going to miss a single sparring of boxing. And he's funny, arrogant, and humorous. Energy is resolute. Here's his mentors. So what I want you guys to do is add the list of mentors that your 10.0 self has. No more than 3, and 1 is okay. And if I'm one of them, then it's an honor. But you really want to go to the very top. Here's some of my mentors and why they're mentoring me. And then we have branding. So I want you guys to think about how you want to brand yourself. These are some of my favorite movies. I'm a stoic warrior is the way I would think of myself. And I think of myself jumping out of a Lambo or a Rolls, maybe with a cigar in my hand, I'm not sure. And talking about philosophy, business, training, mindset, habits, nutrition, discipline, the pain. And like when you think of a certain artist, like you think of Jay-Z, what do you think of? You know, when you think of certain artists, they have a certain branding to them, and you guys want to create that for your own identity. Accumulated wealth goals: 250,000 in investments by June 4th, 2021. Penthouse Barber Studio in LA by June 4th, 2021. Did it. 500K net worth by June 4th, 2022. Purchase a condo by February 2022. Business goals: $300 haircuts. My own penthouse. How much money you want in savings, how much you want to charge for a haircut. Make sure you guys fill out these goals and really stretch yourself to put something that's difficult to you. Health and fitness goals. How many times a week do you work out? What about combat? Don't be the guy that works out 6 days a week, 7 days a week, and does no combat. What's all those muscles for if you're not able to protect yourself or the people that you need in your life? Massive confidence came from me doing combat. The tattoos I wanted, the endless natural energy and testosterone and determination that's turned on like a button, mental focus and clarity that's unrivaled by anybody else on earth all day, every day. Veins busting at 195 by the end of the year, 8 hours of sleep a night. I want to do a front lever, single leg by September 20th. I want to be able to hold a handstand without a wall, go to bed at 195 by the end of the year, stay super lean and don't go over, box or Muay Thai 2 times a week minimum. In my personal behavior goals, the time I would wake up, the time I would go to bed, or at least when I would be done working, the time I would start work, no alcohol, minimal sugar, gallon of water, balanced macro diet. Macros means your proteins, fats, and carbs. You have been given a specific list of macros when you join the program, and we don't manipulate these until your body shows us it's time. Once you get shredded, we're going to end up doing a reverse diet and bulking you up. Keep me in the loop, guys. I'll always be posting every Friday your 3 photos on Trainer Eyes, and check in with your weight. And then facing fear front on and being afraid of nothing in the world. Truly unshakable and relentless. Taking action today, living in day-tight compartments, only living in the now, laser focus, and non-negotiable standards. Truthful, I'll never lie to myself or anybody else ever. I'll never be late or miss a deadline for anything. I'll never give my word to myself or anybody else unless it's absolutely certain. Relentless, I'll never lose my battles. There's a song by Meek Mill called I Will Never Lose. It's called Never Lose. And it programs my subconscious mind. I always play the chorus. And I never give in, not to anybody on earth, not ever. Responsible, I will watch every dollar made and spent and make sure I'm always financially solid. Make sure I'm a good steward of money. And leader, I will lead from the front and be a great leader for my people who watch me. Leading from the front is the hidden key that they don't teach you about leadership, is that you must be so far ahead of them, and that when you possess the teachings others wish to learn. Humorously arrogant, my favorite. I will talk and act and think I'm the fucking man and expect the best treatment, but I'll match it with an above average work ethic. That's the key. Affirmations. What I want you guys to do is go to the very bottom of the Mindset Week 2 portion of this program and listen to those affirmations. And in the same way you guys see that I made a movie behind them of my journey, of this story in movie form for the affirmations, I want you guys to do the same. And then continue to listen to that recording that you make for yourself every single day. Abundance is your natural state. You've released all doubt and fears until you drum in the programming. Step 3, achieve. You've literally just written down your own end-of-life Wikipedia page. This is so powerful. You made your own Wikipedia. You didn't allow them to make it for you. You wrote your own book. You authored your story. You have the authority. If you look up the word authority, it's to author your own story. So think about that. You visualize time and time again the tasks that move the needle forward, like studying, recording, service delivery for high-ticket clients, posting viral videos, applying that Barber blueprint to perfection. And over immense repetition, you have drilled into your head time and time again your goals, and by when you're going to accomplish them. You have already won half the battle. You've conquered yourself, and now what's left is to just work. So that's the Purposeful Morning Routine 10.0 Self Workbook PowerPoint. Complete this to perfection. You guys already understand by now how to create and make a copy. You just simply go here to File, Make a Copy, Entire Presentation, Make a Copy. So what you think is what you think about, and a tiny meaningless thought can set off a spiral and make somebody physically or mentally sick very quickly. When the pandemic happened, some people were in fear, and that affected their reality. Some people like me knew it was a plandemic, a scamdemic, and I kept cutting hair every single day, the whole year, and dominated the market share. So what I thought was that it was not real, and that I could just continue cutting. And so I did, and because of that, I got results. Those results made me think that even more, while others were experiencing a negative feedback loop. And this can happen in every area of your life. A meaningless thought can set off a spiral and form a belief, which then becomes an ultimate reality. Whether it's like, okay, I'm bad at designs. You know what? I'm really bad at designs. For me, it was the opposite. I told myself I was good at them. Next thing you know, I'm putting the LA logo in people's head. I'm doing the most. I'm good at designs. I'm really good at designs. Or I'm bad at designs. I'm really bad at designs. And I'm going to ace an exam. If you're going to go take your barber license test, or man, I'm really going to ace this exam. I'm going to make $20,000 a month. I'm really going to make $20,000 a month. And these can be your best friend or your worst enemy. They can build you up to become Michael Jordan, 20K a month in your barber business, best businessman in the world, or they can smash you down till you get deeply depressed and take your own life. And that's what I call the burden of consciousness. So it's like a constant feedback loop that you just never be able to escape in life. And our only goal is to use this SBA See, Believe, Achieve worksheet so that it works in our favor. And a thought can become a vicious, widespread, and person-defining mind virus. And mankind's been in this hurry to understand what's going on out there in the world, but it's forgot about its own mind. Do you think you're in control of your own thoughts? And if so, tell me where your thoughts come from. Thousands of random thoughts occur to you at random times, seemingly out of nowhere. Where do they come from? And this is mankind's out there thinking what they'll find in space, but it's tragic that it's all about the change with the discovery of this paradigm and worldview. So I'm going to show you guys about where your thoughts come from and how you can control them and set the feedback loop in the right direction. And this is a revolutionary way of thinking. It's profound. It's like seeing for the first time. See, believe, achieve. So questioning my own existence and looking for answers to the big questions. After I discovered this about my own consciousness, I was able to change it and influence it how I wanted. And it made sense, but I needed to see tangible results. 21 years old, shy, anxious, clueless, and not astute. I wasn't a smart kid. I just wasn't well read. I didn't have a lot of knowledge on barbering, on dealing with people. And I had about a $2,000 net worth from doing $10 haircuts for a year straight. And then a few years later, 25 years old, redefining high ticket barbering and going from making $20,000 a year to $20,000 a month. And you guys can see in the barber industry, there's a lot of people down here who might make $2,000 a month. In fact, some of you in this program joined making $2,000 a month. And when you leave here, we want you at this point making $20,000. And I'm going to build a high ticket barber brand and make $20,000 a month. And then this tiny meaningless thought sets off a spiral and forms a belief, which then becomes an ultimate reality, because every single day you are programming yourself with this process and you say to yourself, you know what, I'm really going to build a high ticket barber brand and make $20,000 a month. And it becomes an ultimate reality. See, things are not what they seem. Professors, experts, teachers, they all say that things are the way they are and they don't change, but somehow I was able to change, and I could repeat this experiment over and over with anything. And if that's not enough evidence, we did it with others too in the program quickly after joining. And I really started having fun with this new standard and understanding my consciousness. So here we're going to watch a clip. This is the Matrix loading program.
This is the construct. It's our loading program. We can load anything from clothing to equipment, weapons, training simulations, anything we need.
Right now, we're inside a computer program.
Is it really so hard to believe? Your clothes are different, the plugs in your arms and head are gone. Your hair has changed. Your appearance now is what we call residual self-image. It is the mental projection of your digital self.
This isn't real.
What is real? How do you define real? If you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell, what you can taste and see, then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain. This is the world that you know. The world as it was at the end of the 20th century. It exists now only as part of a neural interactive simulation that we call the Matrix. You've been living in a dream world, Neo. This is the world as it exists today.
Now I learned a ton of topics like content creation, like marketing, like optimizing my profile, attracting higher paying clients, understanding what those people need, and the skill set of being able to be around high performing people. If you guys were a millionaire, would you get a haircut from you? If you had 500K in the bank and you had a job that had a stress on having a great appearance, would you pick you as a barber? I found patterns in my existence, and they were all interconnected, and everything I learned somehow had nothing to do with each other. I would find a pattern, like my ability to create haircut designs and my ability to create content, consciousness, and my social media marketing, and my thoughts in my mind, and then the outcome of a new client interaction. So I would think to myself, like, man, one day I want to cut this guy's hair. Andre Berto was one of them. And then I got a text message and said, hey, bro, I got this boxer who fought Floyd Mayweather. He needs a haircut because during the pandemic, no barbers are cutting. Can you hook him up? And I said to myself, I literally manifested this. I wanted that guy to be my client, and now he's my client. And this is the connections the thoughts in your mind have between your reality and this Matrix loading program. I want you guys to use this concept to manifest your dream reality. So how is this like a mirror? As above, so below. You guys see it's a lake that reflects to what's above it. And action and reaction. So for every equal action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. It's like a mirror. And I found it, universal theory of everything. He who controls the present controls the past, and he who controls the past controls the future. As above, so below. Just like my reflections on life and business, for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. The mirror and your judgments are simply an outward reflection of your own insecurities. So the people that you judge, if you guys remember that we did the worksheet on those that you despise and hate right now, but you actually need those characteristics to become your 10.0 self, and that people don't have problems in business, they have personal problems that reflect in their business. As above, so below. The way you do one thing is the way you do everything, and we don't become our lowest standards. We become our lowest standards, not our highest dreams. We'll create more of the same in the future if we don't fix our past. And if you guys think into your past memories and live there, you will entangle with your future, and that will create more of the same. If we live in our future and you think into your future memories, you'll live there and entangle your past and create more of the same there. But if you live here now and control your past and your future, you take the steering wheel of your own life. I hope that makes sense. We don't want to live in the past or the future. Of course, we want to visualize our future, but only about 5% of our time should ever be focused on our past. And it's only to correct patterns, to notice a pattern and correct that mistake. And if you live in the present moment, then we can manifest our future. So radical, massive, violent action every single day on the tasks that are hardest, that you don't feel like doing. And we already discussed what those are. Recording 3 videos a day, editing and recording, and posting on our story and feed every single day. Reading for a positive mental attitude and non-negotiable early wake time, exercising, and meditating. We just don't miss on those habits. And then we control this present moment. And we control our future. Feedback loops, cause and effect. Remember mental feedback loops that occur when a thought causes an effect, and then more thoughts which cause more thoughts, and then sets off a vicious, reflective, fulfilling cycle. And if you live here, which is our future, that means we're going to lose in the past and lose in the present. And here, if we live in the past, now we're going to lose in the present and lose in the future. Now, if we live in the present moment by controlling our past and controlling our future, he who controls the past controls the present. He who controls the past controls the future. And he is you, or she is you. So that's what this quote is getting across. And this is a movie, by the way. He who controls the present controls the past. He who controls the past controls the future. So you guys want to rewrite your life story. I call it reparenting the inner child, which is what a journey I had to go on for this to complete the process for me. Now, let me bring this back to everyday life. Just like that version of me who was making $2,000 a month made it to making $20,000 a month. What I thought became what I thought about. This is the reflexive cycle. I told myself here, you know what, bro? I'm going to be a great barber. I'm going to go to LA, cut all the celebrities, and dominate. And then I began to experience the reality of gaining more followers, more clients. Once I gained a follower, I would convert them to a new client. And my following on Instagram was growing at $3,000 new followers a week. And then I began to form a belief. And that belief turned into a reality. Your belief, your identity, they ask, who am I? But the confirmed identity, this is who I am. Mental feedback loops occur when a thought causes an effect, which creates more thoughts. So what we want to do is, instead of asking ourselves, who am I? This new paradigm, and the big reflection is that it doesn't matter what is true, only what you believe is true, because with work, that will become true. So we don't want to just ask, who am I? We want to ask, who am I becoming? This is the difference maker right here. And this is the whole thing. If you guys remember in the very beginning of this video, this is who I was becoming the whole time. It didn't matter who I was. It didn't matter that this kid was broke. That this kid was eating out of soup cans. It didn't matter because I knew I was going to be rich, abundant, prosperous, revered around the world for my positive impact on people's lives and inspiring those with my testimony. Before I even opened my mouth and spoke, my life story would be inspiration. I knew this. This is see, believe, achieve. And you guys must create this for yourself. Doesn't matter what is true, only what you believe is true. We take massive action and confidence with our new beliefs. We have to intervene first by changing our thoughts and beliefs. This version of you, right now in the program, you might have joined the program at $5K a month, you guys, $40 a haircut. We're going to take massive action, apply the Barber Blueprint here, and overcome fear here. Then we're going to raise our prices here, confirm becoming. You're now not at $5K a month and $40 a haircut. You've now confirmed a new reality where you are charging $65 for a haircut and you now make $8,000 a month because you cut the same amount of people every day, but you've raised your prices and getting bigger tips. Now we're going to feed this back through the loop. And instead of saying, I'm becoming a guy who does this 8K 65 thing, you're going to say, I charge 100. My work is worth 100 minimum. And I will accept no less standard than $100 for a haircut. You're then going to take radical, massive action. We intervened with a $100 belief. Now you must take radical, massive action and say, not only am I worth 100, I'm going to show you guys why my haircuts look like they're worth 200 because I use Barbasol hot towel. I'm the best at the enhancements. I brush apply the Beijing dye. I preserve haircut. I preserve lineup density and the weak spots in the corners, and I don't push down the beard line. I can sculpt a beard to perfection, and I lay the waves down, and I can do this, the scissor shear work and all the different problem solutions. And I showcase them to the best of my ability, the best in the marketplace. And I'm known as the best barber in my city. I rank on the city's hashtags. That's your confirmed becoming. You now rank as the best barber in your city. And not only do you rank, but those videos showcase you as a $200 barber. Well, guess what happens here? You've now become a $100 barber minimum. And we continue this process masterfully. Experiencing our new reality becoming, we experience the feedback and adjust the beliefs and actions accordingly. Now, this can happen with your actions either negatively or positively. So if it's a gain, then we'll be moving forward and progressing towards a huge vision in life. Or we could be stagnant and this process would turn negative because there is no stagnation in nature, which means that we could be spiraling down like the depressed barber who's stuck and starts smoking a joint every day on his lunch break and scrolling on TikTok and gives up. And then he experiences the results of not posting and his clients leave him and go somewhere else. And now this guy has to get a job. Now his new reality, he has to go get a side job because he's not even able to maintain his current clients. It doesn't matter what is true, only what you believe is true, because with work that will become true. We must see, believe, and achieve the best possible outcome. And see, when an individual is right, their individual's world will be right. So what we see and experience in life is not reality. It's more reality exposed to our method or living through our beliefs, thoughts, actions, habits, and paradigm. Simply put, your idea of yourself affects your outcome. Your idea of yourself affects your outcome. So now let's watch a clip. This is Bob Proctor the Great. Rest in peace to this powerful soul.
Our viewing audience right now, most of us walk around with some degree of a self-image. Is that fair to say?
We all have a self-image.
Okay. Would you say most of us have a negative self-image to some degree?
Well, let's say we can all improve our self-image.
Okay.
I don't care how good your image is, you can improve it.
Okay. How can we improve it? Something specific. How can we go about making our self-image more positive?
Well, again, you're getting into a whole day seminar. If I could give you just a simple tip on it, if a person would sit down and let their body relax, totally relax,
okay,
and then start to visualize in their mind, see themselves the way they want to see themselves, relate it to something specific, yourself living it that way.
Okay.
Now, understand that that's a picture in your mind. When you pick up a book, the book is nothing but a picture that an author has painted in words. Van Gogh, the great artist, was asked one time how he did such beautiful work. He said, I dream my painting, and then I paint my dream. They get the picture in the mind and then paint it on the wall or on the canvas. Well, if we would relax and build the image in our mind of how we'd like to see ourselves, how we'd like to see ourselves acting in life, relating to other people, our social life, see ourselves in the position we hold, or how we make our sales presentations if we happen to be in selling or something, and then take that picture and describe it, write it out in the present tense. I am so happy now that I see myself, and write it out. Now, a lot of people will laugh at this and say, that doesn't make any sense. It makes a lot of sense. They can't tell you why it doesn't. I could spend hours telling you why it does, and I could explain it in such detail that everyone would understand. We become what we think about. Now, it may be fantasy at first. It might even appear to us as being a lie. But if you read it often enough, you'll start to believe it.
And that's where people have gone wrong. They haven't set a hypothesis, meaning a vision for who they want to become. They don't take any action, and they don't listen to any feedback. So if you don't set a hypothesis, you don't get to take action, which means you don't get to receive any feedback. And if you don't set a hypothesis, take action, you won't be able to listen to the feedback and iterate and improve it, because nobody's going to be perfect. It's going to take time of constant reiterating and improving on your SBA, See, Believe, Achieve worksheet. You must set a hypothesis, take action, and listen to feedback, and then iterate and improve by repeating. Doesn't matter what is true, only what you believe is true, because with work, that will become true. You will become that $20,000 a month barber. All you think that you are is an identity that your mind created, and the optimization engine is jammed. So right now we need to create a new hypothesis. You've been saying to yourself, I'm just a barber that makes 5K, 8K a month. And a lot of you have a limiting belief that you could triple your income, and take it from someone who has, that it is possible for you as soon as you see, believe, and achieve that reality. You have to take off the mask and realize that you can become whoever you want to be in life. Most people have took that blue pill or that fear pill, and all the world is a stage. We are merely actors. To be or not to be is the question you have to ask yourself when it comes to your mask and the choice of your character. We're all wearing a mask, and the question you have to ask is, who are you becoming? And it doesn't matter what is true, only what you believe is true, because with work, that will become true. I visualized $20,000 monthly income and ranking on the LA Barber hashtag and raising to 5 $200 haircuts a day. And this barber blueprint was in the moldy, flooded basement. I picked up this barber blueprint with a sword, and it was mine. And whatever crown you desire, it's lying in the gutter too. All you have to do is pick it up with hard work and put it on. My struggle, doubt, anxiety, and pain. I wanted to build my barber business. I was so afraid of having no clients that I hid in the back of the shop. You guys know the transformation. I wanted to market myself and build my brand. I was so afraid to post my haircuts. I wanted to be confident and worthy of getting booked. I was nervous and anxious. I wanted to be productive and sharp, but I was partaking in vices. I wanted to grow my net worth, but I would always risk my surplus funds and regret it. It's like there was that dark force holding me down until I discovered this. So I want you guys to complete these worksheets. You know we have completed the SBA, the Self-Actualizing Yourself worksheet. You know the drill by now. Click here to make a copy and download this worksheet for yourself. We want to look back at your life and your childhood and the negative things you experienced and see how you can turn those around to be lessons that you're thankful for. What events or milestones can you build into your story right now? And you guys will see, I have this thing filled out to perfection. 19 years old, 2017, I became a barber. These are all mini vision boards. Chapter 3 for me was all my accomplishments at chapter 3 of my life, October 19. And if you're like a Joel 2.0 for myself, is where I was there. I'm still becoming 10.0. I want you guys to label where you're at in your journey for each chapter and really build this thing out to spec. In February and May, transform to new levels of accountability. Chapter 6, LA. Boom, my own studio, new standard of income, $10,000 a month. Invested $6,000 into stocks. Boom. This is in the middle of the pandemic. What's the next milestone that you want? Chapter 7, claimed my income. Chapter August 1st, 2020, began getting a new apartment. First 20K income month. I want you guys to continue to plan out your journey. Set a goal to stockpile 250,000. What you're doing here is you're creating a movie of your life in real time. Each chapter as it plays out, 20,000 income month, how much expenses I had, how much profit I had, and I got a business line of credit. Boom. I had a modeling commercial. So all we're doing here, you guys, is continuing your journey step by step. I got Invisalign, just things that mean a lot to you. Big house call services. I would recommend this product, by the way, Personal Barber Share, if you do house calls. And this is so long, there's so much details, but my journey continued to elevate. November 2021. I started gaining weight. You want to track everything that you possibly can, all the way down to the very bottom. There's so many more months here. My first time speaking on stage with Baby Blitz Pro. So I want you guys to do is continue to build this thing out in real time, and then even plan out in the future. Don't forget to do this at the very end of this worksheet. What I want you to do is, this is the exact Zillow house link of the house I put down here. North Hollywood is where I said I want to build a school in Haiti. Plan out your future well in advance. And finally, before we finish this module, I want to make sure that you guys have completed your 10.0 self worksheet. It'll be below here as well. Create a clearly defined vision for every area of your life. Break it down into excruciating detail. You can't hit a target that you can't see. So we're going to define your standards and how your actions must become in total alignment with this vision. And your standards must be non-negotiable. We're going to apply discipline and do it no matter what, because how you feel is irrelevant and the circumstances don't matter. We show up no matter what. So this is your 10.0 transcendence worksheet. You guys know I'm not going to cover this too deeply because we have another module on it, but this is your appearance, actions, energy, and character at the highest level. We're going to reverse engineer all your goals, 5-year goal, 3-year goal, 1-year goal, 1-month goal, weekly goal, daily goal, right now goal, and create a mission statement, which if you don't have one, I would say it's this: to provide a VIP premium price. The most ethical thing you can do in business is have a premium price, because you can serve the people at the highest level and increase their investment that they get in the result from. So here we're going to complete this worksheet, as well as one thing that you would give up in order to become the highest version of yourself. For me, it was unfollowing everyone and giving up drinking, smoking, partying, late nights, all my girlfriends, deleting my Instagram, and posting every day, and then deleting the app. Decide what you must give up. Give that up. Massive sacrifice requires massive success requires massive sacrifice. And lastly, to progress again, man must remake himself, and he cannot remake himself without suffering, for he is both the marble and the sculptor. And to uncover his true visage, he must shatter his own substance with heavy blows of his hammer. So I want you guys to make sure you complete those binary poles worksheets. Remember, I was a skinny vegan with no tattoos, no jewelry. I didn't speak on camera. I didn't like recording videos. I was scared to charge more. I was afraid of fear of criticism and the fear of poverty when I raised my prices. And those are all things that I had to accomplish. I had to conquer each of those fears in order to become that higher version of myself, the 20K a month version of myself. So remember what Bob Proctor said in that video about the self-image, how you can create it. First you paint your dream, and then you dream your painting, then you paint your dream. You're painting your dream with your daily actions. It's like a prayer. Like your actions every day are a prayer to the universe that will be answered. And success is like pushing a train down a hill. It's like it takes so much to get it moving. Pushing a train on a train track. It takes so much to get it moving an inch. I mean, imagine pushing your barber career. The first inch is so tough, but then you start to get momentum on the algorithm. You build followers who like your hair content, and then you post anything hair related and it goes viral. That's what happened for me. That's what will happen for you as long as you don't give up. So continue to see, believe, and achieve, and do not stop until the reality that you have written for yourself in this ritual, in this story, pans out, and you program your mind exactly the way you want it to be programmed, and your reality follows suit. Thank you guys for watching this entire module in its fullest, and this week 2 mindset course. This part of the program is so incredibly powerful. Words can't describe how much this changed my life and my mindset from poverty to abundance. And I hope it does the same for you. I hope that was extremely valuable to you. Make sure you complete every single one of these worksheets, and do not play yourself and move on without them. I'll see you guys in the next module.